First of all, I want to say that when I saw your video, um, it was like 11 p.m. here in Colombia. I was depressed. I was on my bed
Mm,
looking at the cell phone, and I watched the video on YouTube. It was a advertisement.
mm-hmm.
We're saying that it is nice to have someone to talk to, and that you are not a psychiatrist, you are not a doctor. But I agree with you. Sometimes it is good to have someone to talk to, and just that. And
Mm.
I really like it. And thank you for this space. Thank you for letting me speak and to share this with you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you for saying that. That's very nice of you.
So, well, there are some things I'm not going to say, like names,
Hmm.
because I don't want to get into any trouble. But I'm going to try to summarize my life. Right now, I am 37 years old, and you already know I am Colombian and I am Spanish. I live in Colombia in a municipality, very small town in the department of Cauca in Colombia, this is South America. And I want to share this with you because I have no idea uh, about what to do with my life. No more. Because I had a lot of dreams, I had a lot of expectations about my life, but many things I started in the past, I couldn't continue because of many reasons that I'm going to tell you.
Hmm.
So I went to the university when I was 23, 24, I don't remember, 25, 24, 25, because I dropped out high school. I dropped out high school, and then I finished high school with 22 or 23, and then I got in the university and I studied modern languages. I learned English, French, and I also studied Spanish, my mother tongue.
Hmm.
And then I was so happy about learning languages and I wanted to keep studying, and I had a good GPA, and I was granted some scholarships. The first scholarship I was granted was a scholarship to teach Spanish at the University of the West Indies in the island of Barbados in the Caribbean.
Mm.
So the scholarship paid everything for me, plane tickets, something very important. I know you know this. I mean, Latin American people doesn't have the same economic power as European people. I mean,
Mm.
I'm poor. I'm very poor right now. I cannot take an airplane to go to Spain. I'm going to get to that point.
Mm.
So the scholarship paid everything, and I went to the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus in Barbados, and I taught Spanish for 3 months. It was the best experience so far in my life. Then I came back to Colombia. That was on 2016. On 2017, also because of my GPA, I was granted a scholarship to teach Spanish in France. And this time was in a high school, Lycée Paul Doumer, sorry, in the town Le Perreux-sur-Marne. It was also an experience. 8 months I spent there teaching Spanish, and I loved the cultural experience. Then, when I was in France, I didn't want to come back to Colombia.
Mm.
What for? I didn't want to come back to Colombia. Also because my both of my parents passed away. They died, my father and my mother. So, and I don't have any wife. I don't have a wife. I don't have children. I'm all alone. And when I was in France, I applied for a scholarship in the USA. I'm not going to say the place or the university. And I was granted the scholarship, and it was to do my master's, and I was so happy. And I had to teach Spanish in the undergraduate programs, and I will be also receiving my master's classes. And it was for 2 years, a 2 year program of masters. It was my first time in the United States, and I saw, and this is what I understood, and this is what I think I understand about the culture in that university. I don't know if it is the same in all of the universities around the United States. I have no idea. I only went to that university, and it was, I think, professors like psychologically abusing their students. And this is what I think. I think they want their students to acknowledge they are nobody, they are nothing, and that their professors are gods. And I have never received a mistreatment as I received there. It was the most the worst experience in my life. And well, I there was particularly a professor who wanted me to um, I don't know how to explain this, like to surround myself, like my understanding, my strength, like to kneel down for them, for that person. And I said no. And this person got furious because all of my colleagues were so afraid that they went to the office to cry and say they were nobody, and that they need the help of the almighty professor. And that was, I mean, it is not a matter of, this is what I understand and what I firmly believe. It is not a matter of intelligence. It is not a matter of being a good student, having the skills, because I think I'm very skillful, even much more than some of my colleagues back then. And and the professor, what they want is the student to come to the office to cry, and they are going to pass the subjects. So this professor, I know I am not going to cry. And I only received zeros by that professor, even though I made a great effort to comply with my assignments and everything I had to comply with. And this person, I mean, and then I was being psychologically abused. At the beginning, I didn't think of that, but then I was thinking of, okay, why is this happening? Always that I meet this person, I feel so bad. And I mean, that is ridiculous. If you go to an office asking for help with a subject, the idea is that you leave the office better than you went in. I mean, if you are a good student, of course, if you are not lying, if you are not cheating, if you are doing everything right. But then I started gathering information, emails, uh, SMSs, calls, and I realized I was being psychologically abused. And I denounced this person in the foreign students department. First, it was the languages department, but the director of the languages department was a friend of this person, so they
Mm.
didn't do anything. Then I went to the building because it was. I'm summarizing something that happened for 5 months. It was the first semester, and then people from the foreign students building, they helped me. I received some help, but that person I had the problem with was still too strong, and all of my colleagues were so afraid that they were doing what they were ordered to do, and they were also attacking me. Like, if they were asked, they were going to say, oh yeah, this guy is a bad student. This guy doesn't do anything. That was a lie. And okay, it was me alone, and had no family, no friends at the university. And at the end, I got tired. I got tired. That was in 2018. I got tired and I said to myself, no, I'm not going to continue here. No, I'm not going to continue here. And I sent an email to the director of the program, and I said, it was on December 2018. I don't think I can continue this program. I think I'm gonna leave. That was the email. It wasn't a formal letter. It was not a formal meeting. It was an email, and with that email, they I got expelled from that university, and I had only 15 days to leave the country, or I would be an illegal alien.
Mm.
I felt like a criminal. So, and that happened to me in the United States. There are some things I'm not going to say, things that I believe that happened, but that person I had the problem with was a very intelligent person. I mean, a very intelligent person, because her their attacks were so well prepared that it was difficult to track and to show us evidence. Because at the beginning I thought of going to the police, but I knew I didn't have a lot of evidence, so I went to the foreign students building. So
Mhm.
well, and I left the United States so sad, because I was happy teaching Spanish, so happy as never in my life. And also was doing my masters. I love the academia. I wanted to do my masters. I wanted to do my doctorate, and I wanted to keep doing research in the linguistics field. Then I came back to Colombia, and I was so sad. Um, I was in Bogota, the capital of Colombia, and I was in cousin's house, and I just wanted to die. Something I haven't told you, Seth, and I think it is very important. I am a psychiatric patient. Uh, I take medicines, but that doesn't like make me hallucinate or to say lies. I can prove everything I'm telling you, but I want you to know that
Mhm.
I suffer from bipolar disorder, from depression. So I have thought of killing myself a lot in my life. And when I came back from the United States, I wanted to do that because I didn't want to live in Colombia. I didn't want to stay here. And when I came back, a cousin of mine told me that there was the possibility of getting the Spanish nationality through a research, and researching about our ancestors and trying to prove if our ancestors were from a Sephardic Jew origin, which I did. I took 2 years of investigation. I'm going to show you the book I did. These are baptism certificates, also death certificates, marriages certificates.
Mhm.
These are my maternal grandparents, my paternal grandparents, and this is my this is my genealogical tree.
Mm.
2 years to do this research because I also suffer from obsessive compulsive disorder. So when I got an idea, I keep researching on it, and 2 years doing this. And because of this, I received my Spanish nationality.
Yeah.
Welcome. So this is me, my parents, grandparents, great grandparents, great great grandparents, great great
Mm.
grandparents, and keeps going up. And so I got the Spanish nationality, and that helped me to overcome the depression for some time.
Mhm.
And then I tried to get work in Colombia. I tried to get work in Colombia, but because of my depression and meaningless sense of life for me, because for me, life doesn't have any meaning. I mean, I don't
Mm.
believe in any religion. I think that is a social construct. I respect whatever people think, of course, but I have no religion. I have no faith. I have no. Um, I love women, but it is so difficult to find a good woman nowadays.
Mm.
Mm, and there's a point in my life right now that I'm 37. I I don't get any more scholarships. I don't have a single dime in my pocket. Well, actually, Colombian peso. We use the Colombian peso here, and I live out of the benevolence of my family, because I don't have a
Mm.
house. I don't own a house. I don't own anything.
Mhm.
Some money I got when my parents died, I wasted all of them. Wasted all of that. Women, drinking alcohol, partying. I don't regret it though. I don't regret it. I know that can sound irresponsible, immature, but I think life is, I mean, it doesn't have any meaning. I'm going to get old. I'm going to die.
Mm.
I, and right now I am in the south of Colombia, in a town. I don't know if you have some knowledge about Colombia. There's an internal conflict in Colombia with a lot of armed groups
Mhm.
inside and outside the law. And I'm in an area with a lot of armed groups, a lot of illegal substances, a lot of social problems. I love my country, and though, but that is a truth we cannot hide. And the idea of these conversations, F, is to be honest. I have been thinking of killing myself, but I cannot do it. I mean,
Mm.
I'm a coward. People say that suicide is the coward's way out. I don't agree with that. I mean, you have to be brave to jump off a bridge, to shoot on your head. I mean, and I don't think it is a coward, or you have to be crazy,
Mm.
totally crazy. But I cannot do it, Seth. Um, Sometimes, the same as I get the interest in learning, also I get the interest in doing nothing. Sometimes I just let days pass, and like waiting for my last day. Some other days I want to do something else. And and right now I do some translations, as I said at the beginning of the conversation. I don't earn a lot of money
Mhm.
because uh, because I don't have a master's. I don't have now the to get a job is so difficult, because people much younger than me, they have masters, doctorates, and they also speak better English than myself. And I have done some interviews and they didn't choose me, and I'm tired of being rejected. I
Mm.
was tired of being rejected by women. Now I'm rejected by employers. And so, Seth, I don't know if you want to ask me any questions, if you
Mm.
want to go deeper. I summarized a lot. I omit some parts that maybe can get me into trouble. So, this is my life right now. If
Yeah.
you have any questions,
Mhm.
please tell me if you want us to talk about something.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing all of that, and thank you for being so honest and open with me. That's yeah, a lot to process indeed. That because maybe start off beginning with how do you feel right now? You mentioned you struggled with depression, have had suicidal thoughts recently. How are you feeling?
right now I am taking. I don't know if there is a problem if I show to the camera the medicines, or maybe that is not allowed. And
Yeah, I don't know. If you want, you can, but
yeah, no, I'm going to
does it
show you.
doesn't mean much to me. But
So I want you to see what I take. I take this.
mhm.
This is
Yeah,
bu- bupro, buprion.
Buprion.
Bupropion.
Mm-hmm.
I also take this
Mm-hmm.
ketiapin. Also, I take this sertraline,
Mm-hmm.
and I also take this lamotrigina, lamotrigine.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I take, and the advantage of this, well, fortunately, I have this social health, the health insurance. We have been in a very bad position regarding to corruption in this country. But right now we have a good president. The president of Colombia is Gustavo Petro. He's a leftist president,
Mm-hmm.
and I think in a long time we hadn't had we hadn't had a good president like as he's trying to do many things like recovering the health system so that the state owns the health system because the health system is in the hands of private people with getting money from the social health, uh, because we have had a lot of um, I forgot how to say rightist politicians. Do you say rightist politician? I forgot how to say that. Anyway, the thing is, right now the health is like improving because I have no money to pay for that. This is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Thanks to this president, I'm receiving this. I'm receiving this, and I am stable. Sometimes I have a very deep depression, and I don't leave the house for days.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to my family, they feed me, they take care of me. But if not, I think I would have died a long time ago. And so to sum up and the answer of your question, I feel stable because of the medication. I feel hopeless because I don't see a clear future for me.
Mm-hmm.
Some years ago, I was so happy because of getting the Spanish passport. I am Spanish. I have the Spanish passport in my hand, but I don't see I don't think I can go to Spain because of the economy of both of the countries. In Colombia, I have nothing. I have no savings at all. I have no family. I have no friends. What I am going to live off? No, I also I am not as brave as I wish, because some people go to a country with only $10 in their pockets, and they have success.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm here. So
Mm. Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear what happened in the US. I think it's definitely not everywhere, but I do think there are a lot of people in academia and a lot of professors who can sometimes abuse their power and be very manipulative. Yeah.
Seth, now that you say that, I think because I was trying to analyze all of the behaviors of the professors, and I could see this is a normal practice. Again, I am not an expert, I am not a psychologist,
Mm-hmm.
but there are things you can see, like they manipulate, and they they like showing off power and showing off that they have so much power that they can do whatever they want. I remember going to the director of the modern languages, And he said to me, and I quote, "Professors are allowed to be jerks. Like, they're allowed to tell you to shut up, and I don't agree with that. I mean,
Mm.
there has to be respect. I know they have years of experience, a lot of studies, but that doesn't mean they are like in a higher position of the human being scale. No, no, I don't agree with that.
Mm.
And, and because I also saw with some colleagues, they they went to cry to the office. I said, why do you do that? Nah, I was so overwhelmed. I needed to vent on them. And no, you don't need to do that. You need to prove through your knowledge and your skills that you can understand and be skillful of the subject they are teaching us. You don't have to go to cry, but
Mm.
that is apparently that is a requirement for that university in the United States.
Mm.
And also I could see, because I made a lot of friends, well, not friends, acquaintances. For me the word friend is so big, like acquaintances, a lot of acquaintances. And I could say that it is a normal practice, like emotional manipulation. Okay, I remember an American friend I had, and she was always trying to make me feel like I was the one to blame, or that my work wasn't so good. I'm not saying that my work is perfect, except I make mistakes, maybe a lot of mistakes. But you have to know when someone is trying to um, gaslighting you, and they are trying to make you feel bad so you accept the abuse. Because if you feel ashamed or if you feel guilty about something, even though you are not, you accept the exploitation, you accept abuse because you feel bad.
Mm.
And that's what happened. And I felt exploited, I felt abused. It was terrible. I was so happy when I landed, and then after 5 months, and I thought to myself, this is not for me anymore. But I wanted, a part of me deep inside wanted to stay in the country because I wanted to get an American girlfriend. I
Mhm.
wanted to get an American wife, to have a much better life. But anyway,
Yeah, and you also mentioned you have, um, yeah, if I may say, like a bit of a pessimistic outlook at the future.
yeah, I do have it because I I feel like I'm getting old. I'm
Mm.
37, and I suffer from these psychiatric issues, and also some physical issues. I have gastritis. I have some other things, and I think like I feel so strong though, so I think I can go to work in Spain. I don't mind. I am professional, but I don't mind being a boss boy. I don't mind doing cleaning of a house. I don't mind that. I'm very humble,
Mhm.
and all of the works are dignify the person. So I think it is. I am in a point of my life in which I have to decide what I want from now on, because I'm a person, I don't want to be too old. I don't want to be 70, 80. Uh, I hope I die younger. I hope I die younger. So let's say that I'm going to die when I am 60, an example, and I'm 37. That means that I have only 23 years of life. That
Mhm.
this is my thinking right now. Maybe I change my mind. I don't know. And so I'm thinking right now, I would like I would like to have children. In the past, I didn't want to have children, but I want to have children. But at first, I need to find a woman. But here, because of the social problems I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
legal drugs, uh, fast money, easy and fast money. So a lot of young women want to find this guy, the guy with the expensive truck, the
Mm.
guy with the expensive house, the guy that is going to make them live like queens, and I cannot give that kind of life to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it is so difficult to find a woman here. That is the mindset of the women here.
Mm.
Sadly, it is sadly. Not all of them, but most of them. And so I see I would like to study to do my master's to be in the academia, but right now it is impossible. It is impossible for me. Also, depression is a like a, uh, stopping me from getting that because someone can say to me, "Okay, work, save money, and you go to Spain," but it is not that easy. I mean, the minimum wage in Colombia it is like 300 American dollars, and then you have to pay for your food, you have to pay for your accommodation, you have to pay for the utilities,
Mm-hmm.
water, electricity. Then at the end of the month, you have nothing. It is like a vicious circle. The end of the month, I'm not making a lot of money, and at the end of the month, I have nothing. I'm a slave.
Mm.
I mean, I don't live. I just do this. I buy food because I need to. I'm an organic being, and I need to put food into myself. And then at the end of the month, and it is always the same. I'm tired of that, Seb. I'm
Mm.
tired of that. And the thing is, I am so pessimistic because I don't get a woman to have a family. I don't think I get it because we have a saying in Spanish that says, "No tengo donde caerme muerto." Literally in English is, "I don't have a place to fall dead."
Mm.
I don't know if that makes a lot of sense in English. In,
Mm-hmm.
in Spanish, you want to say that you have nothing. I mean, not even a place where you can die. You have nothing.
Mm.
So right now, that is my situation. I would like to have children and forget the academia. I cannot do that. I would like to be in the academia. I cannot do that. I don't know for how long, if because the far right want to take power again. Because right now, Trump he's really looking forward to take over the Venezuelan petroleum. They don't care about the Venezuelan people. They just want the petroleum, and that's it. And Venezuela next to Colombia. If there's a war that is going to affect this country as well, and if the far right takes over Colombia again, this is going to be again a bad country,
Mm.
and they are not going to give me this anymore because for to have a good health, you have to have money. That's what happens with the far right,
Mm.
and so this is my life. This is my life, Seth.
Mm.
And I'm sharing this with you because I have no reliable friends to share this with.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I'm just thinking because so like let's say you want to build towards a better future. Um, do you think, as you mentioned, do you think that's easier for you if you stay or if you would go to Europe?
I don't know, Seb. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. To be honest with you, sometimes I think from my ignorance, out of my ignorance, that maybe I would be better in Europe because when I stayed in France, I saw all of the support homeless people have. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, the food, even the clothes. I mean, they had even better clothes than myself. But maybe that is a very sad thinking, or very pathetic thinking, like
mm,
thinking of going there and receiving help from churches and homeless organizations. I don't know. So the thing is, here I'm not going to save any money at all. Working, being honest, doing honest work, I'm never,
mm,
because the little money I get is to survive. If you want to get more money, it's with the illegal things, and I don't want to get into that.
mm,
This is my life. I mean, I have no option. I'm just, sometimes I like would like to be stupid, try to enjoy and getting drunk every single day, like all people around here do the whole time. Like that saying, "Bless is sorry, yeah, ignorance is bliss, or bliss is ignorance." I don't
mhm,
remember the order. I agree with that. I mean, if you want to be happy, you have to pretend to be an idiot, or be an idiot. But I don't think, I don't want you to think that I'm very intelligent, but I consider myself intelligent. I like growing my intellect, but
mhm,
that is a burden. That is a burden. I think of life, I think of this, and think of this, and I'm not happy anymore.
mm,
I am so unhappy, and I wish I were dumber to be laughing at whatever video you see in TikTok. I have a neighbor, and he's watching TikTok, and he's ha ha ha, and stupid video he's watching and laughing 2 hours. I would
mhm,
like to be that guy. And and this is my life right now, Seb.
mm,
I I wish you had visited Colombia before, like to hear from you, like a um, something you could think of Colombia, have a way of comparing it with the Netherlands, not in a bad way, but a like constructive way. Like you saying, okay, I was there, and comparing it with the Netherlands. I have never
mm,
been in the Netherlands. I have only seen documentaries and movies, but I trust on documentaries because I have seen, I repeat, Seb, I love women, and the the women from the Netherlands are the tallest women on earth. I love tall women, very beautiful.
mhm.
So I would like to go there someday. Someday.
You know, you mentioned, yeah, sometimes it would be nice to maybe just find joy in silly things like the social media videos. And I think in the short term, that can be nice. But I think in the long term, it's good that yeah, you're intelligent, and I think you have a lot of skills as you're describing. You're fluent in multiple languages. And I really think that, I'm not saying it's easy, but I think it's certainly a possibility to find something in Spain or in France, to become a teacher at a school maybe again, and maybe slowly build a better future for yourself.
I also want to tell you something. When I was in high school, I suffered from bullying, and I am very afraid of high schools. Maybe this can sound like a joke, but I'm being totally honest with you. When I was
Mm-hmm.
in France, I was teaching in high school. It was difficult for me. Not so
Mm-hmm.
difficult because I only had like 15 students per classroom. It was awesome. It was awesome. Well, here in Colombia, it's like 30 students per classroom, or per classroom, or 40 students per classroom. It is
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. But that was because of the right wing, the far right politicians, corrupt politicians, don't want us to get educated. They want us dumber, dumber and dumber, and that's what happened, because that is not educational. I mean, a classroom with 40 people. Okay, but I'm getting off the track. The thing is, uh, I have that deep inside me, a
Mm-hmm.
fear of high schools, because I have to be honest. I have received some proposals like, oh, Alejandro, there's a position, there is a vacant in this high school in this town. And I say, no, no, I don't want to go just with students with like 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old students. No, I cannot stand that.
Mm.
I know they are not going to kill me. I know that, but I have that fear deep inside.
Mm.
I have tried because I suffered from bullying for like 3 years in high school. It was my one of the worst experiences in my life.
Mm.
And also, I think you're right. I could get a job in Spain, and mostly because I can speak English and French and Spanish. And the thing
Mhm.
is, I think, Seb, like years have made me a coward because younger I was like ready for everything. But right now, maybe I could say to one of my cousins, okay, cousin, could you please, can I borrow from you mm, 10 million Colombian pesos? That sounds a lot, but it is not a lot. It is like maybe, let me think, like maybe 2,000 American dollars, 2,000 American dollars,
Mhm.
10 million Colombian pesos. Maybe they could do that and I could go to Europe, but I'm a coward.
Mm.
I think of my depression. I think all of, because of my depression, I'm not a lazy person, Seb. I'm not a lazy person. I consider myself a very active person. But sometimes, because of my depression, I cannot do many things
Mhm.
because my body doesn't respond to the desire of my mind. Uh, it is like my brain is having an internal fight.
Yeah. And do you feel like the medication help with that, or if you're on a medication, you still have periods where you feel
The
very
thing,
depressed?
the thing is, I haven't taken this for so long. I haven't taken pills for 20 years. Well, actually, this, I haven't taken this for 4 years. This one,
Mhm.
but medication for 20 years. And I think, again, I say this out of my ignorance because I am not a psychiatrist. I think my body gets accustomed to the pills because I don't feel like I did. I remember the first days I took this, and I feel stable. I and sometimes I don't even want to do a video call like this one I'm making with you.
Mhm.
But I think my body gets accustomed to this, and the effect is not so great, and depression still persists. And I don't know if I need to do something higher, like maybe I don't know how to say this in English. Electrochoques. How do you say electrochoques in English? But I don't
Like
have the one
electroshock or like electric brain stimulation.
because I have heard that that is good for depression and bipolar disorder.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that.
So that is my life right now, Seb.
Hmm.
If if you ever know about like a group in Holland or Europe in which there is a group of people like trying to lift the spirits of everybody in the group, talking and just friendship. I mean, no other purpose, just friendship. I
Mhm.
would appreciate it if you could share that with me. I trust more foreigners than Colombians.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I wouldn't mind to have a pen pal, someone to talk to from Holland, from Europe.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
Mhm. Yeah, I was thinking about like maybe trying to start some kind of online group where we could like maybe like kind of like an online book club. Maybe we can do something where you read something about self development or self improvement, and
Yeah, it would be awesome.
mm,
It would be awesome, Seth. If you know of something, it would be awesome.
yeah,
I would like to do that.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what to say. I think like it sounds super super cliche, but I think you know life is worth living, and I hope there are a lot of amazing memories still to be made, and a lot of amazing experience to be had, and a lot of amazing people to still meet. And I hope that, despite the depression and despite the difficult circumstances you're in, yeah, you're able to build a good future for yourself.
Um, Thank you for those words, Seb. And a part of me thinks the same.
Mm.
Like, um, I wouldn't like dying without having a wife, having some children. I feel hopeless, but there's like little hope inside me. Let's see what happens.
Mm.
You never know. And sometimes one thinks one is the only one in the world feeling this way, and maybe someone in the UK feels this way as well.
Mm-hmm.
We could create a connection, or maybe someone in Japan, maybe someone in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And it is good to find someone like you, because um, sometimes when I try to make a friend here, we are not in the same intellectual level. It is hard to maintain a friendship. And again, Seb, I don't want you to think that I believe that I'm so intelligent. I'm not so
Mm-hmm.
too intelligent. The thing is, I'm in a town in which the 90% of the population has no university studies. Sorry, university studies. They are not just people living out of the crops and illegal crops, enjoying life, going to
Mm.
concerts of popular music, drinking alcohol, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have anything interesting uh, to talk about with them. They only talk about money, about cars, on cars parts, and that's it. They don't know anything else.
Mm.
They don't know anything about politics, but they believe they know about politics. But they believe everything they watch on the news. The the news owned by the far right powerful people.
Mm.
So stupid. So it is so difficult. As I said before, I wish I were stupid. Wish I were stupid.
Mm.
If I were stupid, I wouldn't be making this video call with you.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like riding a motorcycle from this place to another place and just enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, um, so as you mentioned, like, I don't know if you want to go. Or maybe let me ask this question: can you still regularly talk with a psychiatrist or psychologist, or is that difficult now in the healthcare system in
Mm,
Colombia?
I can do it
Mm-hmm.
because right now we have a leftist president
Mm-hmm.
and health has improved a little bit.
Yeah.
And I can do it. I have a psychiatrist
Mm-hmm.
and I have the follow up in 2 months.
Yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, because if not, it would be unbearable. Unbearable.
Mm. Yeah, so I'm just thinking because I know, like, I don't know if you want to work in a high school, as you mentioned, but I know in the Netherlands, for years already, that's in the news, like, we need more teachers, we need more teachers. So
Well, that would be awesome.
I would imagine that it's a similar story in many European countries, and that's like, I'm not saying it's easy, but potentially it could be less scary to make the step all the way to Europe by trying to find something while you're in Colombia. Maybe there's, maybe you can even interview online or find something to land a school without even having to go to Europe first.
Let's say like I would like to apply for a job in the Netherlands.
Hmm.
Wouldn't I be required to speak Dutch?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I guess if it's a regular high school, probably they want some level of Dutch. But if it's like an international school or like a special school, then they probably hire English is just fine.
Because I think that is a good idea. Also, I could be a teacher of Spanish and English
Hmm.
in the Netherlands. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm going to see job applications and to see what happens.
Mm.
You never know.
Yeah.
And taking advantage of my European nationality,
Hmm.
I think that is a good piece of advice. Thank you, Seth.
Mm. Yeah. So I don't know. Like that's maybe something to think about, or yeah, give it a try at least.
I will. I will. I'm
Mm.
gonna do that. And if there's a possibility of making a video call again in the future,
Hmm.
I will tell you what happened.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there something else you wanted to talk about today?
Well, I'm just going to thank you, Seb, for listening to me.
Hmm.
We are two totally strangers. You don't know me, I don't know you,
Hmm.
but thank you for taking this time to do this. I mean, thank you.
Mm.
And yeah, I feel a little better
Mm.
because I shared this story with you, and also you gave me a good piece of advice. Thank you.
Mm. Yeah, thank you very much for for being so vulnerable and being so honest and sharing a little bit about your life. And as I mentioned, I'm not a expert in anything, but it's good to hear that maybe sharing can be nice sometimes.
It is,
Mm.
because apart from being professionals, psychologists, psychiatrists, we are human beings,
Mm.
and we are. I believe in the power of our minds, and I believe all of us are connected. Even though we are so far from each other, all of us are connected.
Mm.
That was proved by a research done by. I'm just going. If you ever want to have a look at this, just
Hmm.
this, I think you have to go to another chat. This person, it was Jacobo Greenberg. He was Mexican. He was a neurophysiologist.
Hmm.
He was a neurophysiologist. He studied the brain. He studied in the American universities. He had his lab, and he was doing research about the brain. And he was trying to prove that all of the brains are connected.
Mm.
Like, no matter if you are in the Netherlands and I am in Colombia, we have some knowledge about each other, and our brains are connected.
Mm.
And he proved this through a research. He put two people, one one person in a enclosed room, so totally isolated from the waves, so radioelectric waves,
Hmm.
and the other person in another room, and one person was being stimulated with some electric waves, and that stimulation could not leave that sealed room, and the other person had the same response in the brain. That was a breakthrough discovery. It
Mm.
was in 1989, and he was going to prove this discovery with some Mexican guy and some Indian guy, the other side of the world. And he disappeared. The Jacobo Greenberg, he disappeared.
Mm.
There's in Netflix. There is a, I don't know if Netflix is. I mean, the same content is worldwide. I don't know.
Hmm.
There is a documentary about Jacobo Greenberg's disappearance.
Okay.
Some people
Oh.
think it was the CIA because of his breakthrough discovery.
Mm.
So I was telling you all of this because now our brains are connected, Seth,
Hmm.
and we are growing our intellect. So thank you very much, Seth.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, man. It was good talking with you. And yeah, I wish you well.
Thank you. I wish you well too, and see you soon.
Yeah. See ya. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.